Every cherry season, one of the basic things that I make is cherry jam. It's really easy to throw together and it tastes so good on toast or PB&J, anything that you would eat jam on. I begin by de-stemming all of my cherries, and then I wash them to make sure that there's no residue of pesticides left on them. And then I run them through my cherry pitter. Now the cherry pitter doesn't always get the pits 100%, so I go back through just to make sure that they're all out, but sometimes I still miss some, which can be a little bit of a problem because I like to use the blender when I make jam. I just put it on low, which makes it so that I get chunks of fruit, but they're still pretty small and I don't have to do the whole smashing process. Anything that makes things go faster is a good thing for me. The other thing that you can do is you can just mash up the fruit. And when you mash up the fruit, you'll see if there's any cherry pits there. So I place my 4 cups of mashed or blended cherries into a large pot. And then I'll add 6 tablespoons of pectin, 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice, and 1/2 teaspoon of butter. I'll also pre-measure 6 cups of sugar and I'll put that off to the side. And now I'll place this on the stove and bring it to a boil. I had an unexpected change of plans yesterday, but now I'm getting back to making my jam and I'll place this on the stove and bring it to a boil. Now that it's started to boil, I'll add my 6 cups worth of sugar. I want to add that all at once because I need to stir it right away after I put it in. Otherwise, there's an increased chance of burning. And then I'll bring this back to a boil. Now that it's come back to a boil, I'll set my timer for 1 minute. I can tell that it's at a rolling boil if when I stir it, it continues to bubble. I like to stir it for the full minute just to make sure that it doesn't burn on the bottom. Now I'll fill my 1/2 pint jars up to 1/4 of an inch of headspace, which is the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. I'll use a clean damp cloth to wipe off the rim of my jars, and this is just so that if there's any jam on the edge, it won't interfere with the seal. I'll then place my lids and rings on until they're fingertip tight. I'm using Superb lids today. I recently affiliated with them and I'm actually really impressed. They're an American company. They have this extra squishy blue seal that does such a good job sticking to the jars. And they also have 5 layers of anti-corrosion material on them, which is really important for me because I actually keep mine down in my root cellar, and so I have to worry about the higher humidity level down there. I have a link and a 20% off coupon code in the description below. Now I'll process these in the boiling water bath for 10 minutes if I'm at sea level. I'm at 1,200 feet, so I'll go for 15. And I won't start my timer until after it starts to boil. Now that the processing time is complete, I'll turn off the heat, remove the lid, and let it cool for 5 minutes. I'll then remove the jars from the canner and place them on a heat-resistant surface about 1 to 2 inches apart so that they have a chance to cool quickly. And then I'll leave them there for 24 hours so they have a chance to get a good seal. I know they have a good seal if the center of the lid has depressed down. If it has, I remove the ring, wash off the outside with hot soapy water, and place it in a cool, dry, dark location like my pantry and use it in the next 1 to 3 years. If for some reason it didn't seal, then I would place it in the refrigerator and use it right away. So cherry jam. Actually, it's so good. It has all these tiny pieces of cherries in there that are so good when you hit them. Definitely don't get rid of those by blending them too much because it's so good when you hit it.